I don't think I have the iron on. That's unfortunate. No. Hello, good morning. I'm trying to get everything squared away. Does anybody else do that before you sew? Like you clean up your prior mess, or do you clean up your mess right after you make it? I wanted to say I want to be those people that clean up my mess right after I make it, but I never do. By the time I'm done making that bag and I got to that last part, it's like I put all my energy in turning and rolling the seams. And I'm like, I'm done. Turn off the lights. So the next day I always have to come in and clean. We need something. I just took my youngest Kindle to the school, and there was a layer of yellow pollen that is so thick that I don't know. I think it's gonna be a bad allergy season, and I think that I need to get all of us into an ENT ASAP because me not feeling good this week was all due to my allergies. My sinuses are draining, and I'm getting postnatal drip, and it's bad. And then, oh my god, I don't even know if you can see my arm. It looks I have red dots all over my arm on one side. Like if pollen touches me, I get the most outrageous allergic reactions. My old ENT told me my favorite time of the year should be the winter because that's the only time I don't have allergic reactions on my skin. Good morning. Both ways. Yeah, I'm really bad at cleaning right after. Like yesterday I finished early. So on Friday there was I had 5 tester bags. So I finished 3 and I'm about to do another one this morning when I get off the phone. And I'm actually going to be calling Monica so we can do it together because we're both on this tester team. And I think it's one of those bags that'll take like 2 hours to finish. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with it. It's just a unique look on the bag. Um, and then I'm trying to do, that's Loki. He's mad that he's in the crate. Then I'm trying to do a mock-up of the bag that we're going to be making in Patreon. I want to make a mock-up so that when I go live with them and we go over supplies, there can be an actual physical bag so they can see where I did the modifications and whatnot. And those are the 2 things I want to do today. I have Hope at home. Hope she had a bad acid reflux attack last night, and she didn't take her little protein pump, her antacid and acid medicine. She Hope has had GERD since like she was 1, and it gets worse if she doesn't eat or if she eats something like a tomato or whatever. And she felt like she was on fire last night, so we had to take her. The urgent care is closed out here at 10, so we had to go to ER, and we were there until like 1. So she's home because she's still feeling sore and achy from acid reflux. If anyone has acid reflux, you know exactly that feeling. The day after that whole fire, your body's on fire, it doesn't feel good. Like you feel like you're completely wiped out. So that's my plans. But Hope is going to be 13 and she kind of can do things on her own. So right now she's making herself breakfast and then she's going to lay down and do homework from home today. I did get a request for some double-sided tape by Annie's. There's a lot of talk going about it, so I'm going to test it out today. This by Annie's basting tape. It's supposed to be not like the paper tape that rips easily, but not like the Hyperstick, like an in between. So I will be doing a review on this hopefully today or tomorrow. I just want to use it a couple times before I do a review on it. Yeah. So basically, yeah, that's all I'm doing today is testing. Tomorrow I'm going to be um, going over a Patreon, and then I have one more bag that I'm really excited to test, and then I have orders that I need to be made. So, but the fabric I'm using for this testing bag, yeah, I love it so much. This is going to be the interior, and the exterior I'm going to use this wax canvas that I made. It's a little thinner because I got this canvas at Joann's, and it got a little bit darker than it was like almost a pear color. Now it's like an olive color. I didn't put interfacing in the back, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to baste this buckram to the back so it's a medium weight interfacing so it can have some kind of stability for the bag. So I'm really excited about this bag actually. I've always wanted to use this fabric. I've always eyed this fabric for like ever. And then when I finally got it, I was like, I can see why everyone gets this fabric. It's gorgeous. It's like a cotton linen. So the thing with linen is linen has a different shrink rate than cotton. So I did wash that one immediately. And then I steamed it before I cut it. I cut the pattern pieces out. Yeah, we had rain and thunderstorms mostly this week, and it looks like outside in Maryland that we're going to have another one. I just don't know when. I'm hoping it's way after my husband and Kendall comes home from school. But I don't know. I think we're about to have a nice rainy day, which I'm not opposed to because then it washes away the pollen. I'm having an interesting hair day, and I can't wait till I go to see. I'm searching out for different hair dressers, or because I'm not going back to the person I went to that didn't help me out with lavender. My hair, I have every color, different color blonde in my hair known to man. But it was really funny. My sister told me to try Malibu has this thing. It's called hard water remover, and you basically shampoo your hair and then you mix this powder with a 1 ounce of water and you put it all over your hair and it lathers up and it strips all the hard water, any buildup products or anything in your hair. And after I did it, I was like, oh God, my hair feels horrible. So you put conditioner in your hair, rinse it out. And I went to diffuse, and this is how my hair turned out. I was like, okay, I need to start removing hard water from my hair more often because it's all light and fluffy. No. Wax canvas, it's a process of heat, and that's how you seal in the wax. If you try to put heat onto wax canvas, now you're redistributing the wax. So you have to baste fabrics ahead of time. There are some people that I know that fuses their stabilizers before they wax. The reason why I don't do that is when you use more product when you're waxing, the glue can come on here when the wax is when you're doing the wax part and you're sealing it, and then you don't know what the chemical reaction and or the reaction of whatever adhesive with the wax canvas is going to be. So good morning. So I always just do like, that's why you see me, I said I'm going to be using my wax canvas, and then I got buckram, and then I'm just going to go around and machine baste this at 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and it'll act like it's one, and then I don't disturb the treatment that I put on my wax canvas. So that the moment you put heat on wax canvas, you're redistributing it, and it may not be even. It could take away from that wax. No worries. So yeah, that's what I'm doing today. I'm really excited. Foam is the number one. I haven't used buckram for like a little bit, so I'm like super amped to do it. And the bottom of the bag has a really natural cork, and I don't know what about the natural cork that has no print on it. It feels so different from all the other corks. It's like a buttery smooth soft, and like you just want to keep touching it. Like if you were a sensory person, you'll be like, this is my calm spot. Let me just feel this cork. It feels amazing. So that's basically what I'm doing. I'm still shifting things around my room. My plan is I need to install this new motor in on my free arm. So I need to have enough space to like lay underneath, put wires and everything, and timing belt on and whatever. So I'm waiting to do that. I need to do that, but I'm just waiting to feel a little better because my body is wreaking havoc from allergies right now. You can the there is a if you contact Sandra, Sandra is going to be doing kits if you want to purchase wax canvas. I'm going to be bringing some of mine. I just haven't figured out what. I've seen this. I've been like dying to make corduroy wax canvas. I made it once and I've been wanting to make it again, but I want it in the right color because I always buy colors 2 seasons in advance. So as soon as we get summer, I'm buying things for winter and so on and so forth. So right now I'm in the fall state of mind. Um, and I want it to be like like a mustard green, or I mean mustard yellow, like something that's really fallish. Yeah, they were saying I was reading somewhere that allergies are worse than ever. It's hard to get ENT appointments. Like my arm, like I hate this thing. It looks so disgusting. It's gross. I have it. It's not as bad on this arm it is on this one. My face feels like it has bumps all over it. Me and allergies are not right now copacetic at all. And I'm on so many different allergy medicines. Yeah, I'm a fabric cutter. I'm like not Monica's a big time fabric cutter. Have you ever watched her live like lives or doing videos? So if she has fabric and she's trying to think of the next step, she'll just like massage the fabric over and over again, and it's like a soothing mechanism. She doesn't know she does it. I recognized it when we would do Swoon live, and then it just got funnier every time I watch her when she's in. Instead of saying or let me think about it, she just starts closing her eyes and like rubbing the fabric. I am so sorry. Oh, by the way, get if your kids' schools or if you're in school or you're whatever, if people are passing you COVID tests, take them. As of like May something, they're not going to be covered through our insurance anymore. Like no one's insurance. So if your pharmacist or whatever is doing it, get them. And I'm sorry, Angela. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. I heard some people like with COVID, it just is like the absolute the worst. I'm gonna say, luckily, my family and I have never had it, but we are like all suffering from allergies. From one, some of us are really extreme, and some of us are just like annoyed with drooly eyes and noses. And what the thing that sucks about allergies is it mimics the same symptoms of a cold or a flu. You can have hay fever, you can have asthma attacks, postnatal drip, and this I don't know, it's not even been a whole month since it's been spring, and it's just I have never seen that much pollen on my car when I woke up before for 2 days because I didn't move my car just for 2 days. And then yeah, my skin feels horrible, like I don't even want to be outside. And Kindle's like, we have this and this. I'm like, but do we? Like I don't want to go outside. Um, I don't know. I have no advice for allergists except go to see an allergist. I'm like I'm a little bit I'm suffering. I'm not as bad as other people. I'm not having like asthma attacks and stuff like that, but this pollen is like messing me up. And I'm Angela, I am sending all positive thoughts and feelings your way. I know you must not feel good. Hopefully, your family and friends can send you chicken soup and you can read and just relax, and hopefully it goes away soon. I'm so sorry. Like every time I see someone that has one, I just like feel really, really bad. Like stupid COVID, like stupid COVID. Um, I'm actually wondering too if are people like I'm glad that you checked. I'm curious because a lot I know a lot of people are saying they have allergies. Like I went immediately when I started feeling bad, the first thing I did was take a test and it came back, negative. So then I knew it was allergies. But if you really have bad allergies, like where your throat's itching, you have headaches, your nose is dripping, your eyes are itching, they mimic like I said, cold flu and even some of COVID treatment symptoms. I'm just like, I don't understand how all this works. It sucks. Do I already? Yeah, if I get a sinus infection, I'm just like I'm postnatal drip and sinus infections are my best friend. And oh yeah, apparently pink eye. Like I don't know. I blame pink eye on my kids to be honest with you, and my dogs. Loki's doing better. He's going to be getting his stitches removed on Friday. But he's acting like he's 100% better. He was a little bit free this weekend. He was laying on the floor with Kendall. They fell asleep together, and he didn't. I was I was trying to explain to Kendall the reason why they wanted him a leash in the house isn't necessarily Loki. Is like Loki and another dog, which is Roxy, because they want to play fight. So while he was asleep, Loki play fought with Roxy, and he ate through a leash, and that's him. What you're hearing, that's Loki. He's mad because he's in the crate. Oh no. Good, good, good. I just take them because like my CVS pharmacist was like pushing them in Kendall's hands, and I was like, why did you come home with so many COVID tests? And he was like, they said the pharmacist at CVS said that insurances won't cover them, and I'm like, well, all insurances, and he's like, yeah, like all. So then when I went to the doctor, he said the same thing. He's like, the test won't be covered. So if you have like the ones that you take at home, not the ones that they take in the office. So most of us take them at home before we go seek medical help. Yeah, that rattling on. Okay, so Loki's crate downstairs is not a crate. It's like a mini studio apartment. It's just it's like what like frames. It has a gate that you just pick up the lever, and it's pretty big. Like you're able to put two sofa cushions, and you still have like a good area of wood floor on the other side. So he has one of my older robes because ever since he was a puppy, we always took either one of Kindle's shirts or something that smells like me, and we put it with him when he was crated because it would make him calm down. So he has that, but it has dog food on it. So I'm like, I need to wash that today. um, and but he gets so agitated if he hears me down here and he's up there by himself. He'll make his little bird calls. He'll start. He knows how to do something with a crate where it like ricochets this sound that I can hear in the basement, and he's so annoyed. It sounds like that's him. He's feeling good. he's, he's more active. But he knows how to make this sound. I can't explain it. It's like if you hit two pans together, that vibration sound that hits afterwards, like not the initial clack, but that like sound. That's what that sound of the cage sounds on against the wood floor. And I'm just like, I can't do this. So yeah, he's feeling good. He's eating through leashes. Yeah. You're okay, Papa. So yeah, that's him. I assure you, his crate is bigger than most New York City condos. Good morning. Yeah, so a couple more days, he'll get his stitches out, and he could just be Loki. Cool thing about this experience is that he's more leash trained than I thought. He knows certain commands like don't engage. He's pretty awesome. Like I always thought he was an awesome dog, but like I did not know I knew he was like you ask for paw, other paw, lay, drop dead, like with a gun sound or whatever. He knows how to do things, but I did not know he was that great on a leash until this experience. He's still spoiled though, like 100%. Yeah. Then you already know, Gypsy. Like there's certain videos. If you watch certain YouTube videos of mine and training, you'll hear him come down here and he'll just like sit and argue with me. And I'm like, I'm literally filming. Or like if he's free and his dog bowl is empty, he'll bring dog bowl to me. He's upset with me right now. Yeah, he's a whiner and a talker. We took him this weekend. Kendall actually took him because we're getting stuff done next week to the house, like 3 days in a row. And we wanted to put him in a small doggy hotel during the day and bring him back home before when they leave. The reason why we want to do this is, again, it's not so much Loki's reaction to other people, because Loki just like wags his tail, but people's reaction to Loki. I'm sorry, I don't care. I have dogs. If I see a big, huge, I still flinch every time I see a pit bull. I know they're the most loving little dogs in the world, and it's just because their bite index, I know, is one of the strongest bite index for dogs, and I flinch. Like there's some kind of reluctancy. So if I know, I don't want anyone to be afraid to come in and work around the house because they see this big black dog with yellow eyes staring at them. So like Kendall took him to the thing, and the first thing they were like, he is too big. We haven't had a dog this big. And then when you start playing with all the baby puppies and other things, and they realized that he was just like a big teddy bear, they were like, oh yeah, he can come and stay with us. But there's that initial reluctant, because he looks more Kane than he does Dane. So, and Cane Corsos are very intimidating looking. Like they they kind of look like they're assholes, but they're not. They're like a really great breed, but they also have a high bite index. Not like a pit bull, but they're pretty up there. Like they're only like 1 or 2 steps below a pit bull, and that is terrifying. Because that, if you're ever bored, go look at bite indexes for dogs. It is the most interesting thing. Just like one dog, even if they lose all their teeth, will consistently bite you. Is a Chihuahua. If they lose all their teeth, they will still try to bite you. I know stupid stuff, okay? I just yeah, and that's Angela, that's exactly why I don't bring Loki to the school, because my husband's like, just when you pick up the kids, just walk him and take him. I'm like, I was petrified. I was scared of dogs until I had my first dog. And if somebody would have brought something like Loki to school, I think I may have peed my pants. I'm not going to lie. Like, I would have peed my pants, because a fear is a fear. And I don't want to, like, oh, you need to conquer your fear. No, let a kid be a kid. Don't bring an animal up there that they may be afraid of. So I don't bring him. And then I even try to walk him when I know kids have school hours. Like there's pre-K that has the morning or the afternoon. I never walk Loki around any daycare or nursery facility. So in case a kid's looking out the window, they won't see him. And I don't walk him when kids are either going into school or coming out. Because kids are afraid. There was a high school that when I was walking him, I didn't realize it was a half day. He almost jumped out of his dang shoes when he seen Loki. And I'm like, people are afraid. So I'm very reluctant with Loki, even though he's a big teddy bear. I know that other people don't, and they're entitled to their fear. Mona. I was yeah, Loki is a talker. He talked out every time he had to get anesthesia, everything. He's a talker. Like the vets love him, because like when they're like, "What's wrong?" and he'll just start talking. He's a talker. I'm pretty sure he says "mama" sometimes. Like no joke. He's funny. He's just a funny dog. I think I'm his favorite, but I think his favorite kid is Hope. Like if I get up and I'm like, let's go to Hope and wake her up, he goes straight to her room door and he's like wagging his tail like this is the best thing ever. And he's not like rough, like he'll just like crawl, like try to crawl in underneath the sheets and then lay with her. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen. So, but yeah, we have parties at the house, and I'll have to put him upstairs in our room because I know there's certain adults that are afraid. Unfortunately, my sister-in-law's closest friend got bit in the face by a cane corso, and she's still doing reconstructive surgery on her face, and it's been like almost a year. So, if I know she's coming over, Loki's not going to be anywhere for her to be seen because I don't want her to have that fear. And I think that's what we have to do, part of being a pet parent, you know? I'm afraid of snakes. And I remember the first time I went to babysit at someone's house, they had this huge snake, and like I was petrified to leave the living room because I was convinced the snake was going to come out of the cage somehow and attack me. There's no way. But you know, when you're afraid, you don't think like sensible. No, I want to dress up. I want to get like this really cool wig, or just like, I don't know, hair color spray my hair like a brown. And I want to be Hagrid, and I want Loki to be Fang. I have my umbrella wand, so I figured this would be a cool Halloween thing. Because he looks like Fang, he just doesn't have longer drooper jowls, which I'm really appreciative. The jowls are adorable, right? The drool, not so much. because I like when he drools and it hits my face or something, I totally freak out for 5 minutes. I'm not gonna even lie, like there's a spider on me. It is absolutely disgusting. Yeah. Or like waterboard kisses. I like my husband tells he'll just like stop naming everything. Like he'll drink water, all his drools coming out, and then he's so happy he's drinking water that he wants to kiss you, and you're like, nah, hard pass, brother. No, mm-mm. No, Loki, no. So yeah, it's like he knows it and he wants to kiss you. Then you're like, please don't. Mm-mm. So that is all I'm doing today. My throat feels way better. I did drink a lot of lemon and tea, but I can feel that it's still raw. So I'm going to continue to not talk as much, drink more tea and more orange juice. Oh my God, the price of orange juice right now is freaking ridiculous. Um, Good morning, Deb. Yeah. Have you guys looked at orange juice is like almost 2 gallons of gas. I'm like, what is going on right now? And I don't know if it's maybe because supply and demand that there's so many people that are sick or they're trying to build up their immune system and drinking orange juice locally, like having local honey can help build your immune system up with a lot of allergies. Oh my God. Wait, what? No. No. Okay, so like you know how they'll have TikToks like somebody will tear down the roof and all these snakes come out? I would never go in that house again. Like never. Okay. I know my fear of snakes is outrageous. I know it is. Like I'm just afraid of them. I, because one, they're intelligent creatures. Two, like I don't know, between the orca and my anaconda dreams, it's just these two things I don't want to mess. Yeah. So they're showing the previews for Shark Week and they have like a new orca special and Faith was like, so we're gonna watch it. I'm like, I gotta know everything about my enemy. She's like, I can't with you right now. Like I watch all the snake ones, like the worst snake bites, and I don't know. I was just reading about that. There's an island that everyone that has a tower for lights for boats, and they used to go through all these crewmen and their families who lived in the lighthouse, and they would just like come up dead and they didn't know why. And then finally when one of the sellers got bit by one, this coral snake, if you don't get treatment within 60 minutes you're dead. All your organs start to like melt inside of you. And this island is an island of snakes, and it is heavily populated. Like they were saying that if someone dropped you off on this island, the chances of you not getting bit in 3 minutes is like 0 to none, because no one's allowed on this island because these snakes are aggressive and it's their territory. Now, the only time they go to this island is to change out the lights one time a year. And it's usually done by Navy SEALs. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And like Faith was like, why are you watching this, Mom? I'm like, because I need to know about my enemy. No, see, baby snakes are the worst. Like, babe, think about it. Like, if you get bit by a baby rattler snake compared to a regular rattlesnake, you're going to get more poison in you from a baby than you are from an adult. Adult has a better control of letting their poison come out than a baby. Now, I'm not saying your kid's snake was poisonous, but just think about that. A baby snake, they consider more dangerous than any other snake because they can't control themselves. So I'm just throwing that. You just made me not want to go to your house even more. Like, yes, know your enemy. Okay. I know. No. Okay. And I don't like snakes that can merge into stuff. I just want to, like, that's how I feel about geckos. Like, don't like merge into my wall. And I like, no, that reminds me of American Horror Story where people are painted against the wall and then they come out. No, that is, there's a lot I can take. I just gotta say, like, whenever we go to a haunted house, I am a free for all. I will sacrifice everyone around me to get out. I did it to my mom. I did it to my daughter. I don't like being scared. I like to scare people, but I don't like being scared. No, and snakes petrify me. Like I'm still intrigued the fact that I lived in Arizona for 2 years and I never seen a snake. And the only thing that I believe my dad is right. The only reason why I don't think I've seen any is I lived right off the freeway. So like literally, if you walked 10 feet from my house, you would be on a freeway. And my dad was like, they don't like car vibrations. And I was like, yeah, you're just saying that so that way I'm not freaking out when I'm out here by myself. And he was like, no, notion of it. They don't like car vibration. I never seen a snake. There's like 15 different kind of rattlesnakes. It's either 15 or 18. Sorry, it's 18 kind of different kind of rattlesnakes around the world, and 11 or 12 of them only live in Arizona. Yeah, don't ask. This is the reason why I don't visit you guys in Florida. You should have seen how I acted. Like Monica, I was cool inside, so magical. The minute we walked outside of the hotel, I was like, if I see a snake or a lizard, I'm going to pass out. I just want you to know ahead of time. And don't let the snake touch me while I'm passed out, or I probably will just freak out. And sure enough, as we're walking out and they're about to take me to my hotel, there's like these geckos going across. I'm like, oh. And then the soccer team, like, oh, we caught a snake. We caught a snake. No. No. Okay. It's no. Mm-mm. Yeah. Well, yeah. California, we had rattlers, and so whenever I'm used to them, when I'm walking, I can fling them with the stick. But yeah, that was only in front of people. By myself, I would be like, I'm not hiking anymore. This mountain belongs to the rattlesnakes. No longer does it belong to me. Because I used to love hiking, especially in California. I didn't hike a lot in Arizona because that there's a reason why they call it the devil's playground. I have never experienced heat like that. I know what it feels like to be an egg being cracked on the sidewalk now. That I don't best Arizona, best people I've ever met in my whole entire life. I still have lifelong friends that are from Arizona. Best food. I have never seen so many different mom and pop restaurants and chain restaurants and grocery stores. Best food I've ever experienced. And I'm coming from California, did Colorado, did Jersey. I'm talking Maryland. Best. But that heat, I have never felt heat like that. I will deal with humidity over dry ass heat. I'm going to die. Like, that heat is no joke. It is absolutely no joke. And what I didn't like about Arizona is because when it goes so long without rain, when it rains, it's always flash floods because it's like low plains and it's dry as hell. Yeah, I'm not gonna even Angela, I actually agree with you. I blame the Jungle Book and Disney. Disney always made like snakes into villains. Like think about it in Robin Hood, whatever. Snakes were always villains, and I'm like, I can't. I can't. And then I didn't know, don't judge me. I didn't know a whole lot about anacondas. Now, I'm gonna age myself on here, but I was a kid when Anaconda the movie came out with Jennifer Lopez. I don't know, I think it was in high school or something. Um or middle school. I think it was either one of those things. I thought it was like funny because it was CGI, and I was like, oh, these are fake. And then my dad was like, no, but there really are anacondas. And the closer you go into Amazon, they're more free and whatever. And there's reports of anacondas stealing farmlands, sometimes small children. And I was like, what? Then I got into watching stuff about anacondas. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like when I'm afraid of something, I start researching the hell out of it. There's yes. Oh, thank you, Teresa, for correcting. There's 36 types. No, isn't that weird though? There should not be that many of like separate species. Like 13 separate different species live in Arizona. That is, but I kid you not. I lived there for 2.5 years and never seen a snake. Now, did I see scorpions? Yeah, because you get used to it. You have to shake out your shoes in the morning or whatever. Did I see a camel spider? Yes, that shit is scary as hell. I mean, it didn't like attack me or anything. But the way it happened was not. Hey, yeah. Okay, I might have to dock this out. And you know what's crazy is I'll get like the heebie-jeebies like from watching it, but I'll still watch it. Like I don't know why. Like, I'm writing down the name because we all know my chats don't come up for 24 to 40 hours. I put in a ticket to ask YouTube, and they were just like that. Sometimes when you do a live, they have to go through to make sure all the content wasn't like inappropriate, and then they'll release them. I'm like, Okay. Tyler Nolan. Because trust me, if I didn't write it down, I'll be like, okay, she said Nolan. I remember Nolan. Yeah, scorpions are real. I was a big fan of having black lights inside the closet. I learned this trick from army friend. Like if you have them, they glow. If you have any in your house or in that area, they glow. So what my army friend did is inside every closet, because the closets are usually the darkest one, and inside the pantry, he put black lights, and so you click it beforehand and make sure that you're not like, oh, getting the flower and there's a scorpion. Yeah. Yeah, camel spiders are scary. The first time I encountered it, it was like my 3rd month in Arizona, and I went to Scottsdale. And my friend, she lived on this very, very, very top part of Scottsdale, very affluent town. Like Scottsdale is gorgeous. I understand why every basketball player tries to live there. In the mall, holy hell! I've never been to a mall that had like Louis Vuitton, Yves Saint Laurent, like all the high end stores like Neiman Marcus all in one area. And the mall is like 3 stories wide and has like full-fledged fancy restaurants in it, and everything's like glass. The whole mall is glass. It's one of the most beautiful malls I've ever seen. Even the rinky-dinky ones like Chandler Mall and stuff like that are amazing compared to what we have out here. So I went there and I went to open the door because I was holding one of the grocery bags, and she's like, stop. And I made a joke like, hammer time, right? And she's like, no, stop. And she takes her flashlight from her key, and there is a camel spider literally like, here's her door right by the door. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like, as I'm backing away, she's like, yeah, they come from time to time. And I'm like, what are you talking? She also had she tried to tell me it was not a kimono dragon, but I'm pretty sure that was a dragon of some sort in her house in this huge cage that was in one room. And the room, like, okay, so if the room was like 6 by 8, one wall was a whole entire like aquarium kind of thing, like our like theme for a lizard. And she was like, oh, look, it's a lizard. I was like, that is a kimono dragon. I'm 100% sure you have a kimono dragon, which is against the law to have as a pet, by the way. Yeah, it was last time I went to her house for anything. Oh, great. I'm so excited. I'm so DC is not far from me either. Most of my husband's family lives there. So I'm going to be in DC also for Awesome Con and hopefully Otakon. Yeah, Terranium. See, I first of all, I want to say I love you guys, because you know that when I'm having my brain fart moments, you come up the words, and I just really appreciate it, because I don't know, that means that you get me and my weirdness. Yeah, burn down the whole building. Oh yeah, see, we're all gonna be going. I'm really excited about going to Tandy Leather with other sewists. I know that sounds weird, but I'm really excited about this. I have my little Tandy Leather piggy bait going on. Because Amanda showed me some leather that was a iridescent cheetah print stamped hide. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna make out of you, but I want you. Yay. I just, when I go with Kendall. Kendall's excited to see colors and smells, but I don't like really going, because my daughter is really sensitive about seeing animals. And Tandy Leathers, in some states they sell like rabbit feet or like tails of stuff, and like it really affects her. Like Hope really loves animals, and she doesn't think she's just not for leather, and it's really hard. So I don't go as often as I go, because normally the Tandy Leather that's from me is in Baltimore, and it's like a 45-minute drive for me. And so I don't go. I hate ordering online, because they don't give you the exact gauges between the thickest part and the thinnest part. So like when I go to Tandy Leather, you guys will see who goes with me. I bring a machine that tells me the gauge from the thickest part to the thinnest. So I'm weird about leather, but yes, Hope is anti-leather 100%. And there's nothing wrong with that. I totally commend her for standing for something. And I totally think that everyone has different opinions, and you just respect each other. Oh, there you are, Arnetta. You have you looked at Georgia Girl Stitch? She has kits and she has leathers that are domestic machine friendly. I am I'm in Columbia, Maryland. I used to go to I didn't go this year. I haven't been since COVID. Actually, I found out COVID was like everything was getting closed down when I went to the Richmond GalaxyCon like 3 years ago. But I used to go there religiously because it's a fun Comic Con. It always has. They're one of the few people that have like actors like not in booths that no one can see. They have them kind of out where you can walk by and see them without actually getting an autograph. I like the way that one's set up a lot. The area is kind of weird because it's in a like you go one corner and you're in the like bad part. You go another corner, you're in a sedity part. Like it's a really weird area, but yeah, I used to go to Richmond a lot. It's only like a 2 hour drive for me. Yep. And see that's cool. And you know a lot of these leather companies, like I don't know if check out Springfield Leather. They have a whole entire cork section that makes it look like leather and there's one Springfield does a line that's PETA approved. This faux leather, if you've seen my Harry Potter suitcase, is made with their materials because it looks like leather, but they're extremely expensive. They're like $36 a yard, but you're not getting like the 18, you're getting like a 36 by 56 piece. Absolutely gorgeous. Best faux leather I've ever worked with, hands down, best faux leather. I was gifted recently Slither, and I'm so afraid to use it. That's Fabric Funhouse. But that it feels like it's very luxurious feeling. Like I don't. I think she's the only one that carries it. It's really beautiful. Yeah, go go to Georgia Girl Stitch and you can even message her and say, "Hey, I have a domestic machine and Nova said that you have kits or you have faux leather, I mean real leather that I could sew with." And you're going to be surprised because I was like, I'd put it in my Bernina 1008 and I was just sewing along. I was like, "Okay, I see you, Georgia. I see." She always has the coolest stuff. I was just looking at she has leather punchers that I want to get that you use to cut out the mouthpiece of inside of here. And she has like this, the small corners, the dreaded quarters that we hate cutting out. There's a punch that she has that you just do that. I'm like, shut the front door. That would make such because these are always messed up to me because I what I usually do is I'll cut with my rotary line by line and then I'll go in between and do my scissors. But you could tell that it's a little bit rough with cork or vinyl. She has leather punches that have that. And I seen it this week and I was like, "Oh no, you got to stop bringing stuff. You first have all the webbing and now you're making logical tools that I love." Dude, I'm saying Georgia Girl Stitch is one of my favorite places to go for because she does a lot of people that have domestics are afraid they say they can't sew leather and she has leather that she has skived down or whatever that are friendly to domestics. And then on top of it, you have your whole kit. She always comes out with a lot of free patterns too that can help you start on your leather making journey. And like I said, I subscribe to her um, newsletter because every time she has like a new blog, video, or something, it informs me. And I feel like I learned so much from her. And that's the same thing I told you. That's how I feel about Country Cow. They'll talk about interfacing without showing a favoritism to any kind of interfacing and gives you the real breaks. And they'll talk about what they need to do to work your regular domestic machines, working with all different kinds of material like Noodlehead and Country Cow got me loving wax canvas where I started exploring to how to make my own wax canvas because I don't know, wax canvas just always looks so luxurious to me. Like I'm telling you, this was like the $4 material that you get at Joann's. I want to say it's Joann's even brand, and it doesn't look like it anymore. And it's so smooth. It has that matte feel to it. And now when I mix it with these two, I'm like really excited to make this bag. Like I am super excited. So when you start seeing that there's different materials that you can make at home and there's different designers who are fixated on trying to make you sell with a domestic machine, I'm always going to approve those things because I think everybody should sell whatever they want, and it's up to a awesome designer to make this happen. And these people, Joy from Georgia Stitch and her husband, Joe from Country Cow and her husband, and Noodlehead, and they just make patterns that are super domestic friendly. If you look at Noodlehead, there's a lot like the Firefly. You're sewing in leather straps, and she sells these leather straps on her website. You're sewing on a domestic machine leather straps to the Firefly, which is one of my favorite bags. If you mess around with some of the interfacing, like if you do wax canvas on the outside and waterproof canvas on the inside, but you insulate it with like fusible fleece that's insulated, it could be the perfect lunch bag, like hands down perfect lunch bag. Yep. Yeah, Nicole from yeah, so that's where I first heard Slither from. I did not know what it was, so I moseyed on over down to Fabric Fun House Direct. I like getting cork from her because it has the full yardage, if that makes sense. I feel I know I don't mind getting 2 rolls of 18 yards, like whatever, or 16. But if you're giving me a preference, I'd rather you fold a full yard. So I don't know. That's what I personally my preference, and I like the fact that I can order 2 or 3 yards and it's consecutive, in the yardage and whatever. So then I seen her Slither, and how it's made is very intriguing. And I was recently blessed, but someone special gave me a yard of it, and I'm like literally petting it, not trying to I haven't figured out what bag I want to make with it yet because it's going to be mine. But it feels so luxurious. Like it feels so smooth. I mean, I can't explain it. It feels kind of like leather. It's very interesting faux leather. I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah, her zipper overlays, and my other one is her credit cards. She has one that is a big square that has a zipper overlay, and then you add these 3 credit cards, and you can put them to any bag. That is my favorite thing. I will order those from Joy till the end of time because they're really functional in backpacks, bags, anything. Yeah. The first time I seen Slither was from Sonar, and I was like, what? Why isn't anyone else talking about this? Yes. Those punches are amazing. They're in small and large, and I plan on trying to get them this Friday. Both of them, if she still has them, or I'll just wait on a waiting list or whatever. Yep. I think they'll be good for turn locks. I think they're good be for corners when you don't want just like a nice, like you want a little bit of a angle. I also think they'll be good for sonars. Sonars wallets have a lot of angles, like a triangle, and imagine just being able to click it all down at once and everything's even and flush. Yeah, I love those punches. I use the 30-piece ones that you get from Joanne, not Joanne's, but Amazon. I use my Arbor pressed um to punch out things, but like there's something about the fact that I can punch out like this on there that this is I even cut these out wonky. So if you tell me that I can draw and I can just punch all the way through and then punch on the edges, I think that is a solid purchase because there's every bag designer has like face plates or face overlays. So that will make life a lot easier. All right. So I'm excited to get this day working. I'm excited. I'm hoping Hope feels better. Like yes, last night was kind of scary. I knew what it was, but I wanted to be safe and sorry. So she's at home and she's relaxing, and I am pretty sure she took the dog out because the dog's not crying anymore. They're best friends. So I'm going to in this call go feed the pup, and or is he snoring? I don't know. Him and Roxy, it could be like a freaking musical with their snores. Yeah, he's snoring. And I'm gonna look at Tyler Nolan now, just the venomous snakes. There's also, if you're curious, there is a venomous snake bite index thing on Disney Plus, It is the most intriguing thing. You get to see like different footage of people trying to get more information about them. And there's one particular snake that eats these poisonous frogs, and it makes their venom even more toxic to us because these particular frogs, if we touch, we can get sick and die from. It's very interesting. I didn't even know there was things like this. I blame Hope. Hope loves Animal Planet stuff, so I sit there and I'll just watch things with her. The punches are like, I'm trying to see if I have one. They're like little, like they'll have something like this. This will be all metal, and they say this is a 3/8 of an inch hole. They'll be all metal. They'll have an area down here that will be like kind of like a razor, but it won't hurt you if as long as you don't press it in. And then you use a little hammer, and you can punch holes then in your materials to use. It's very similar to when we use our hole punches like this, except these come in different shapes. They'll be squares, they'll be like triangles, rectangles, or whatever. I use them mostly to punch out holes from a turn lock. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them even from Emmeline Bag. I think most like all-purpose bag shops have them now. They're really useful tools. I use them a lot. The one I got from Amazon though, it dulled out really quickly. Like I was like, am I doing something wrong? Because I'm using the cutting board, and then I'll use marble underneath so that way it can punch out clear. But I don't know if it's just that particular brand. But you can get them from Tandy Leather. You can get them from Frog Jelly, like any leather shop too. Leather Weaver, and they're just different punches. What Georgia Girl Stitch is doing is it's a handheld, like they're like a handle, and they're like little punches to do straight lines. Those don't dull as long as you use the right kind of cutting board. Yeah, all her webbing's amazing. All of her webbing, like I can go broke from Georgia Girl Stitch's webbing. Her webbing is so beautiful. Hello. So I'm going to sign off and go feed the dogs and feed myself, and then start working on this tester bag, and then take it easy for the rest of the day, and probably put some, I don't know, what is that chamomile lotion all over my arm? I'm telling you, it looks gross. No worries. I hope you have a really good day. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Hopi, is he snoring?